That's me. My name is Phil.
And that's me. My name is Eva. This is now our home, a sailboat called Dali, and the Southeast Asian waters are our playgrounds.
We both quit the corporate world to follow our dreams of living on a sailboat.
During the first few years, we discovered the spectacular coasts of Malaysia, Thailand, and India.
We feel extremely lucky to have experienced this change of lifestyle, and now we want to encourage other people to do the same.
During our journey, we will be searching for dream catchers, people that have taken the leap, changed their life, and given it a whole new meaning. If you've ever had that little voice in the back of your mind that now and again tries to convince you to break free, we want you to believe that it really is possible to make the change and live the life you dream of.
Yes, this is your invitation to climb on board. Come with us as we sail to exotic destinations off the beaten tourist track. We'll show you parts and people of Southeast Asia that you've never seen before.
Last week on Dreamcatchers, we leave our boat with some friendly locals and explore Lake Toba, the world's largest volcanic lake.
It is breathtaking, magnificent. There are no words to describe our surprise at how amazingly beautiful this place is.
Back on the water, we sail from one exotic island to the next and come across the most colorful and happy village. We look high and low for a Dreamcatcher and are rewarded when we meet the Megroders aboard the Barrenjoey, an inspiring family of 4 whose story is proof that adventures can be lived as a family too.
The benefit right now is we're fortunate enough to all be together. That's not necessarily the case for a lot of families, so we're lucky.
This week on Dreamcatchers, we arrive in the busiest city of the west coast of Sumatra, Padang. Looks really exciting, super colorful, very noisy, and we're gonna go see what we have inside. On the way to Siberut Island, we get our best catch of the trip, a beautiful Spanish mackerel, and make some sushi aboard Dali. We arrive in the world-famous Mentawai Island Group, a dream for pro surfers and home to Diego, who welcomes us to his surf camp and shares his story.
My goal was to make a surf camp. But maybe I didn't realize what I really wanted was to have a place to go surfing for myself, and that I could go surfing with my son and my friends.
After leaving the Barrenjoey family, time has come again to go back to the city to replenish our supplies and extend our visa. We head for the biggest city on the west coast of Sumatra, Padang.
Dali has arrived in the big city, and I'm sure behind me you can see the oil tankers, the container ships, the factories, the cranes. It's a huge industrial port, the biggest commercial port that we've ever been anchored in, and we feel that our sailboat is a little bit out of place. It's very interesting anchorage. On the other side, I'm looking at a huge wall of Sumatran jungle coming up right behind the road. Definitely the largest city we visited so far, and we need a lot of stuff. We need diesel, we need cooking gas, we need to restock almost all our food, our supplies, our toiletries. It's gonna be a hectic couple of days, but we're excited to go see what the big city has to offer.
On land, things seem pretty hectic after a few weeks away from the city. We head straight for the market.
All right, so we've arrived here in the Pasaraya. It used to be a central market, now it's become much more than that. But it looks really exciting, super colorful, very noisy, and we're gonna go see what we have inside. Interesting mix. We have Snoop Dogg blasting over there, and then we have the horse and carriages over here. Look at that. Where are you gonna see? It's so beautiful. Bright red colors, beautiful green and red chili, all kinds of onions and garlic, really stunning. With all the fresh produce out of the way, we head over to a nearby shopping mall to see if we can find a big supermarket. Now we've come to our first mall in 4 months.
And we are back from our shopping in Padang. These are here our fruits and veggies. We found some bananas, obviously, some apples, but amazing things like a pomelo. I haven't seen a pomelo since we left Thailand, which is quite amazing. Eva's favorite fruit, of course, the watermelon. We got tomatoes, onions, garlic, potatoes, and we even had to get a new gas bottle. Now I'm gonna show you what we got inside from the supermarket. This is all the stuff that we bought at the supermarket. We found 2 awesome different supermarkets with imported products such as pasta, other than spaghetti. We only found spaghetti until now. We stocked up pasta. We have about 10 kgs of pasta. We got enough for the 3 months to come. Oh, I found some crazy stuff like dates from Tunisia. I used to live in Tunisia when I was a kid. We used to eat those with my dad all the time. My dad's a big fan of dates. So this is gonna bring me back to my childhood. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, on this side, we got the cans. We rely on cans a lot as well. For example, when we have no more vegetables, we always have our cans of whole peeled tomatoes, which we eat a lot. And then we find little jewels like this thing that we found in one of the supermarkets. Marinated artichoke hearts from California, which is when you anchored somewhere and all you get is rice and fish. Open a little pot of this and all of a sudden it looks like luxury. You appreciate it like you would never do in the city. So now we got everything out, transferred from the car to the dinghy, to the boat, out here on the table and on the bunks, and it's gonna all go under the floorboards in the cabinets. It's about 2 hours work, but it's worth it.
With the shopping out of the way, now it's time to refuel Dali. Padang is a big port used to dealing with all kinds of ships. We decide to get a VIP service as the diesel is delivered straight to our boat. It's been a whirlwind few days in the city. We are grateful to have found everything we needed and more. And we're even more grateful to leave the city and go back to nature to continue our journey. As we pass the last cargo ships anchored in front of Padang, we are already thinking of our next destination, the Mentawai Islands and their incredible waves. Surely we'll be able to find our next dream catcher there. Coming up, after a long crossing, we arrive in the Mentawai Island group and are welcomed by Phil's friend Diego. Our new dream catcher shows us around his Mentawai surf camp, a dream he imagined 7 years ago.
My goal was to make a surf camp, a place to go surfing for myself, and that I could go surfing with my son and my friends.
Sometimes while we're sailing, we will let a long fishing line out behind the boat. We drag the lure as we sail in hopes of getting one of the bigger fish that we don't see around the coral reef when spearfishing.
Oh my God! And we've caught our first big fish trawling a line on Dali. Actually, it's the first time I've ever catch a fish trawling a line, and it's a beautiful Spanish mackerel. It's a good 3 or 4 kg at least heavy, and yeah, I mean, it's the first time I catch a Spanish mackerel in my whole life, and it's supposed to be the best fish out of the tuna family. So I'm super excited. It's gonna give us like a good 3 or 4, maybe 5 meals. We're gonna have sashimi, grilled fish, cold fish tomorrow with mayonnaise. I mean, it's so exciting. Thank you so much, fish, for coming onto my line. So nice.
A delicious Spanish mackerel trawling a line, and we're making a feast from it. We decided to get a little creative and make some sushi. We actually already tried some of the sashimi, and it's some of the best sashimi we've ever had. The meat is so fatty, and yeah, we couldn't be happier. Just gonna sit back and enjoy the feast now.
So after 1,200 miles of sailing, we finally made it to Pulau Siberut in the Mentawai Islands. 7 a.m. in the morning, we had a night sail from Sumatra, still feeling pretty tired, but I'm excited to get here because I'm gonna meet up with my friend Diego. Diego's a Colombian surfer I met in 2007 in Bali. And at the time, he had told me about his dream he had to open a surf camp here in the Mentawai Islands, which is one of the meccas of surfing around the world. And he actually did achieve that dream, and he's been living here for a few years, running a surf camp. So I can't wait to get there and ask him
how it is to be living the dream he had when I first met him back in 2007.
We anchor in Pepe Bay and head over to Diego's Mentawai surf camp. What a beautiful place for two old friends to meet again.
Hey, Diego. How are you, my friend? My name is Diego Felipe Riveros, and I was born in Colombia. When I was 20 years old, I was truly trying to find myself. I couldn't see myself providing something useful to my family and my loved ones. At that moment, the idea of studying abroad came over, and the prospect of exploring university and moving to the land down under, which was the most remote place you could go from Colombia, was so thrilling, and it's in such a perfect place in a little town called Surfers Paradise. I started to understand the lifestyle of the Australian and their surfing culture, and I became engulfed in it. So I think that was the start of it all. I knew it inside me that I just needed to be next to the ocean.
There was nothing here when you first arrived, or?
The first thing that was at this place was just the foundation, but no toilets, no kitchen, no system for taking out water. So we pretty much have to camp in here most of the time and very slowly build things. The toilets took at least 6 months because nobody knew how to build toilets. I didn't know, and there was no much money, but we had to do what we can with what we had. So let me show you what I have done.
Diego shows us around his Mentawai surf camp, a project that he imagined 7 years ago and has been slowly building ever since.
I just built a common area where people can eat, relax, play Xbox, watch TV, watch movies, read, do exercise, practice their putting. I have a putting little course. I got plenty of games. From Gold Coast, I moved into Sydney, and I got myself involved in some very good paying jobs, some great office jobs in Sydney, and that's how I started to really tackle, okay, this is cool, but do I really want to sit here in this 9 to 5? And keep doing this. I had a really good friend from Borneo University who ended up in Sydney as well. His name is Chad Barlow, and he was the one that amazingly said to me, Diego, you need to go to the Mentawais, because there was this amazing, crazy, perfect wave in the middle of nowhere that everybody dreamed of. And I had to find a way to get to the Mentawai. So I came here, I met my friend, and my friend, his father was into the business of buying and selling resorts and hotels. When my friend told me about that, I said, okay, let's put something together. And I said, okay. He started talking to his father. His father got really, really excited about it, and we started working on the numbers. That was just the start. There was so much to learn about it. You think you know everything when you're in Australia, and you think, yeah, you're going to Indonesia, we're gonna buy stuff. Right. No, you know nothing. You gotta wait here, you gotta do the miles, and you live with them, and then you understand their culture and the way they do things. That's when you start really learning. It looked awesome, it looked great. It was just a matter of developing it. And then there was this earthquake in 2007, and it shook really hard, and it scared my partner away. So the dream completely collapsed because I wouldn't be able to fundraise the whole thing by myself. I felt, okay, this is where I'm gonna have to kiss the dream goodbye and go back to Colombia. So I said goodbye to Laura. Now my wife, they're all right, I'm going to Bali, and Bali I'm just gonna go back to Australia and then to Colombia. And when I went to Bali, she just gives me a phone call and says, I'm pregnant, and say, I'm coming back. I'm coming back for your baby, for our baby. I'm not gonna leave. So I came back.
8 years ago, and you were already telling me about this idea of starting this place, and now to see it up and running like this, it's so impressive, you know. I'm always impressed with people who have dreams and actually chase them and, you know, pull through. So congratulations on that.
It was likewise. Like you said, man, Phil, it's just this meeting you here right now, to me it means so much more as it means to you. It means to me because you also told me about your dream.
I told you about my boat. I still was working.
You were working, you didn't know what to do, where to put it, and look where you are now. You're sailing around the world, and you got to my place, and we just kind of going, oh, look at that! We made it, brothers. To me, the most important thing was go surfing and learn the operation, what's going on, learn the language. Laura gave birth, the new kid was here. So to me, that was a new driver just to keep moving forward. My goal was to make a surf camp. But maybe I didn't realize what I really wanted was to have a place to go surfing for myself, and that I could go surfing with my son and my friends. The dream was probably finalized this year when the whole operation got sorted and everything was ready. And those last 2-3 months of this year, of this season, have been absolutely magical. You learn by mostly making a lot of mistakes and survive. And I think I lived through my passion of good food, good times, good party, and going out there and surfing. And it all boils down to knowing yourself. If you don't know what you like doing, you gotta try many things. But if you know what you like doing and it's not what you're doing and you're in the corporate world and you wanna break free from it, then you gotta research into that and get deep into it. And all you gotta do is take a chance, go out there, try everything twice. There's only one way of doing things, and it's trying out as much as possible. Get out there and be mad. And the other thing I would recommend people to do is get on a boat and start sailing.
Coming up, our dream catcher Diego continues to dream big. With an established surf camp, he looks for ways to give back to the island he now calls home. We visit the early beginnings of his eco-friendly dream. Ecotourism at its best, and I really hope this project succeeds. It's really good to know that there's stuff like this starting on the islands here. Diego is a true dream catcher. Now that he has achieved his dream of building a surf camp, he has set himself new goals to reach for. This time, he hopes to help the island he now calls home by developing a permaculture, a sustainable and self-sufficient agricultural system.
So what's the next step to start this permaculture here in the back?
In my vision, the way I think it should be done, it needs foreign investment, and it needs people that want to take care of it, and are in love with the area and are in love with the idea. 20 gardens in 20 hectares, we calculate it could be enough to already supply most of the tourism market.
Here in the Mental all the surf camps.
All the surf camps better off because they wouldn't have to go all the way to Penang to buy their stuff. They would come here and then the money will stay in Pepe, because ideally we could have a backpacker project or a tourism that wants to go and stay and look at the permaculture gardens so that they can learn. I can only hope. I have the dream, but you never know what's going to happen, and the only thing that you can do is hope.
We visit Diego's permaculture efforts and see the beginnings of sustainable tourism on this island. So we're here visiting what would be the very early stages of what Diego was talking about, which is a villa with its own plot of land where they grow fruits and vegetables to supply the local tourism. Now it's really interesting. I can already see inside the same papaya trees, cocoa trees, and there's a lot more little herbs and more fruits around the back. So it's a really nice idea if we can bring people in to the island and have them live or stay here, even just as a holiday, look after the gardens, make things grow, and that way supply the tourism. Banana trees, papaya trees, cocoa trees. Here it seems they've started doing some smaller fruits. Over there, there's some herbs. I wish I knew more about the cocoa plant and see if I could open one up. Inside the seeds, you have a really cool purple. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty ignorant right now because I have no idea how they make chocolate, and I'm here amongst all the chocolate trees, and I don't know how you get this into a chocolate bar, but I shall educate myself upon our return. Okay, here it seems they're trying to breed some pigs. So far on these islands, on some of them, we've mostly seen wild boars. So these look more like your standard farmhouse pigs. And yeah, let's go say hi. I gotta admit, they are not the fattest pigs I've ever seen. They look like super lean and muscular for pigs, but they seem quite happy. And they're starting to look more like the cocoa fruit that I had been familiar with. So, oh, they even smell more like chocolate now. The purple color has gone, and yeah, that is really cool. Really happy to be here and be able to visit this. I think it's a really, really, really lovely, beautiful project where the locals will have access to more of their own produce. They'll have more food available. And then eventually there's enough space to be able to supply all of the tourism industry. And in a later stage, the tourists can even come and stay at these villas, take care of the gardens, and give back to the island that they're visiting. So it's a really ecotourism at its best, and I really hope this project succeeds. It's really good to know that there's stuff like this starting on the islands here.
The next day, it's finally time to check out the surf. We're excited as we zoom past Dali on one of Diego's speedboats. We're headed to the best surf spot on the Mentawais, one of the best in the world. Everyone has a big smile on their face, and we can feel the adrenaline rise as we near the breaks.
We're in the south end of the Sivirut Island chain, and this wave is popularly known as Kandui. It's a very interesting wave, very peculiar one, because it's so hollow, so fast, and so amazing that it drives a lot of people right now. This is easily one of the best swells so far this year, and there's a few guys there getting their waves of their lives, guaranteed.
Of all the surfers, there's a relentless one that keeps paddling back and catching all the barrels. His style is ruthless and precise. He makes it look so easy. We find pro surfer Travis McCoy chilling on one of the hammocks back at the Mentawai surf camp. He tells us about the pursuit of his dreams.
Alright, cool. So I'm Travis McCoy. I'm 24 years old and just from a small town called Mount Maunganui, which from New Zealand. So I started surfing when I was about 12 years old. My father used to be a real keen surfer. So yeah, he pushed me at a pretty young age. Pretty much took to the sport straight away, and ever since I can remember, I was always been pretty much dedicated my life towards surfing. So I've been working a year and a half doing 2 jobs and ended up saving enough money to come out here just on a 10-day trip. And that's when I ended up meeting Diego and got on really well with him, and then he said, if you're interested, work as a surf guide. So yeah, it was just fate really, and then I was planning on being here 2 months. I left after 6, got home back and tried to get back into the routine, just working life, and ended up saving enough just to come back here and hoping to stay for a majority of the season. The drive behind surfing is you'll never get the perfect wave. There'll always be a wave out there that'll be faster, longer, bigger, hollower, shallower, more meaner, more scarier. But you'll always be looking for that wave. You get one good one, it's just the most amazing feeling in the world. It's just like a cylinder of water, it's like time stands still. And surfing, there's so much variables. When it all goes right, it's just such a magical thing. Without surfing, I don't know what I'd be doing. The day I jumped on the plane, I remember I bought a one-way ticket to Ireland, and all I knew is when I got there, I knew one guy that would let me stay at his house for 2 weeks, and he could get me a job at a surf school. And I actually started to, in a way, doubt myself. So nervous, I would have actually probably got off the plane. Now I'm sitting here, it's probably the best thing I've ever done, If I hadn't believed in myself and thought it'll work out, I never would have ended up in Mexico, I never would have ended up in Indonesia, ended up working in the Mentawai Islands. It's not easy, dropping everything and follow your passion, but you just gotta bite the bullet and just let it play out, don't force anything. Worst case scenario, 4 weeks, 4 months down the track, it's not going the way you planned, you're only a ticket home. At least you're not gonna be 10 years down the track, you're not going to be wishing you could have done this, you could have done that. And if it didn't work out, you can say you done it, If it worked out, it can be the best decision in your life.
We've had an incredible few days here at the Mentawai Surf Camp. We felt at home, tucked away in this little piece of surfer's paradise. On our last evening, we go out one more time to admire the show at sunset. The waves are slower, quieter, and against the serene backdrop, the surfers seem effortlessly connected to nature.
Next week on Dreamcatchers, morale is low on Dali and Eva has her first breakdown of the trip.
Some days feel really far away from everyone.
On the way to the city of Bengkulu, the trouble continues as our engine breaks down.
It's just a gearbox again. We had the same problem last year.
We have to fight our way against the strong winds and big waves until we take shelter in a national park. Guided by Maria, a conservation specialist and our youngest dreamcatcher yet, we come face to face with the Sumatran tiger.